Okay, you know, you said, and you just, oh, come on, and then it get going sometimes. That's how most people are. Okay, man, turn on your ignition. You know, they wake up, they drag around, they're bored. What time's lunch? When do we get out of here? You know, I don't like the concession stand. I had to park too far away. You know, man, when you turn that ignition, you gotta fight, you gotta be ready to go. That separates you from most people. So yeah, I mentioned turn your fears into fuel. That's something I think I said for the first time. I like it, so that's copyrighted. You can't, no, I'm just kidding. But you got to turn your fears into fuel. And I'm going to tell you a couple of personal stories that talk about insecurity. Okay, from me personally, that honestly, see, people will steal your dreams. People will steal your dreams. People will be very quick to tell you, you can't do it, you're not smart enough, you're not supposed to win. And a lot of times it's not so overt, it can be very subtle how they do it. When I went off to college, University of Georgia in 1975, I graduated from high school in Covington, Georgia, Newton County, class of 1975. At that time, Newton County was a very rural area. It's now almost a part of Atlanta, but at that time it was very rural. And nobody in my family had really been, you know, a lot of people had gone off to college. Nobody had finished, okay? My mom and dad demanded that I go to college. Okay, at my high school, most people went to work. The ones that went to college went to community college, which means they walked through the door one day, okay? I went off to college at the University of Georgia. I always did good at school. I had good grades in school, but I really didn't want to go off to college. I had a girlfriend in my hometown. I had a 1969 Chevelle SS 396. I mean, it was kick-tail. Everybody in my town knew me. I had a good job there that was paying me. I thought it was paying me like $8 an hour, which was a fortune in 1975. And I was like, why am I doing? I don't want to do this. But Mom and Dad, you're doing this. Went off to class for the first time at University of Georgia, Political Science 101, 300 people in that big classes. And at that time, there were 25,000 students there. And I'm sitting on the back of the back of the back of the back of the back row. Okay, back. You can't get further back than I'm there because I don't want to be there. And you know, have any of you ever been a part of anything where everybody's a beginner, but it seems like some of the people had a class in how to be a beginner? Okay? I mean, you're sitting there going, these people, they're supposed to all be rookies. They know more than me already. And so in 1975, if you remember, that was when the preppy clothes were in, you know, for the rich kids from Atlanta. You know, they had the little painter pants and the docksiders and the Madra shirts and all that stuff. I had blue jeans and a t-shirt or whatever. And I'm sitting there, and this girl with real poofy, pretty hair and ribbons everywhere and all this stuff was in front of me, and she raises her hand and goes, Dr. Miller, will we receive a syllabus today? And I go, what the heck is a syllabus? I ain't know. Now, if she had said, will you give us a schedule of when the tests are, okay, I'd have said, okay, gotcha. Okay, I need one of those, all right? I went back to my dorm. Back then, no cell phones. Went to the little pay phone at the end of the hall, and I called my dad that evening and said, Dad, I want to come home. I hate this place. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to go around. I, you know, just I want to quit. I don't like it. I don't like the people. I don't like blah, 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 blah. I want to come home. And Dad said, son, we've already paid for your first quarter. Go through Christmas, and then when you come home for Christmas, we'll talk about it. Which was a good answer on his part, and so I went, okay, Dad, I got you. I'll give it 3 months. I can live with anything that long. Fast forward a few weeks, we had our first exam. And like I said, I always did good in school. I'm not a guy that, you know, was always, I flunked everything or whatever. And so we took our first exam on, you know, Hobbes and Locke and all these political philosophers and stuff. I got my test back, and I made a 96. And so I'm sitting there on the back row, and I look around and go, that's pretty good. Now, I looked in front of me, and that little old smart butt girl that knew what a syllabus was made a 48. Okay? Now, I don't know what she's doing today, but I don't think she's CEO of a company. Okay? Now, I almost quit because she intimidated me with something she knew that I didn't know. Now, what would my life have been had I gone home and gone back to work at Mobile Chemical Company, working in Covington, living there, and doing something? What path would my life have gone on if I'd have let her convince me to quit? See, the world, your life, see, sometimes people try to tell you, okay, you make these monumental big decisions, and you know, it's like this light hits you in the face, and you go, my Lord, this is what I'm doing. That ain't ever the way it's been for me. Life moves on small day-to-day decisions. Life moves on, you know, with choosing to move forward instead of quitting. Choosing to fight instead of stopping. And so that little girl could have changed my life forever. In all honesty, if my dad hadn't said, you're not quitting this week. So you got to move forward a little bit further in time, a lot further in time. This is about 3 to 4 years ago.